So it goes without saying, and I got to say, it's a pretty sad day when this kind of stuff comes up. I know a lot of times it's like when I'm reporting this stuff, and people go, "Oh, well, is it really that bad, or is it that bad, or is it just you like console wars or this kind of thing or that kind of thing?" And I have to say, it's not about the console wars for me personally. I really just enjoy video games, and I built up such a collection of Xbox stuff that you don't want to see it go away, and I think that's the real reason why I do what I do and why I'm talking about what I'm talking about. I love Xbox, and I really think that they've dropped the ball because they have a product that people could really get into if they just allowed them to do so. It's like people really want to get into Xbox, but how can they get into Xbox if Xbox is giving them no reason to really get into it? So that's the bad part. Now, here's the thing. So yesterday, and I had been hearing rumors myself about some things going to PlayStation, but according to Jez Gordon and other people, and this was just him kind of talking, and there's some speculation involved here as well. So anyway, there's months of rumors suggesting that Microsoft is preparing many Xbox exclusive games to go multi-platform, including stuff like Gears of War, Starfield, Indiana Jones, Hellblade 2, everything basically. So shortly after those rumors, Microsoft did a business update podcast. I call it the emergency podcast, where they were damage controlling, and the executives were talking about the games that were going to make the jump to PlayStation and even Nintendo platforms. They turned out to be Hi-Fi Rush, Pentiment, Grounded, and Sea of Thieves. And Phil Spencer labeled this as an experiment and will only appear on the console. And he said this, I don't think we should, as an industry, ever rule out a game going to any other platform. We're focused on these 4 games and learning from the experience. I don't want it to create a false expectation on those other platforms that this is somehow the first 4 to get over the dam, and then the dam's going to open and everything else is coming. That's not the plan today. So the way he talks, and this is what you have to understand about Phil Spencer, the way that he talks is very much shady, kind of a huckster, covers his own ass type deal, right? So he says that's not the plan today. So guess what? February, whatever day that wasn't the plan that day, maybe. But here we are in May, and so maybe the plan has changed, and that's the new plan. That he given himself, this room to kind of wiggle around and things like that, and it's complete and utter nonsense, right? And the sad part is there will be Xbox fans that defend no matter what games go to PlayStation, right? So you can go back to when he started putting games on PC, and he said not every game will go to PC, and to be clear, not every game did. And you still have some people that'll bring that up. Not every game did go to PC, crap gamer. And you know what? They'll bring up Halo 5 as an example. Halo 5 wouldn't work on PC because of the way they designed it. They designed it for a console. When Halo started getting designed, when you start designing games with PC and stuff in mind, it changes the structure of the multiplayer and things like that. So that's why. But every game that they've put out since then has, of course, gone to PC. I can imagine, that stuff like Crackdown and Recore and Redfall, those probably won't go to PlayStation because there's no use in porting those. They're bad games, right? So it doesn't matter where you put those. People aren't going to be interested in bad games. But anyway, so to the final caveat, it was not the plan at the time. However, clearly Microsoft was open to the idea, especially if the experiment worked. Obviously, we don't know the hard sales data, except that Sea of Thieves topped the pre-order charts ahead of its PlayStation launch. Windows Central journalist Jez Gordon broached the topic once again in the Xbox 2 Discord channel, as reported by Reset Era Forum. Gordon said that all of the Xbox first-party games will be coming to PlayStation eventually, even flagship titles like Halo and Forza, but he was speculative about that. He also discussed the future of the ecosystem as more, quote-unquote, Steam-like in the future, with the ability to sideload PC stores like Steam itself. Microsoft had recently suggested as much. The upside is that prices will be more affordable thanks to sales, and the ecosystem will be more open to developers. Meanwhile, the Xbox hardware will be dedicated to a specific niche, even more so than it is right now. Gordon then took to discourse publicly on Twitter, where he reiterated that everything is going to be on PlayStation and/or Switch, and he again talked about Xbox consoles filling a niche, sort of like the Steam Deck is doing for PC handheld. So, take it with a grain of salt for the time being, and think, and the way that this is kind of covered or whatever. It's just really sad to sort of see, but at the end of the day, basically what Jez kind of said was all Xbox first-party games coming to PlayStation, even Forza, Halo, Gears. Xbox will be more Steam-like, affordable prices, sales more open for devs. Future Xbox hardware going to be for fans who want it. But doesn't look like it's going to be anything special anymore. Xbox hardware will be super niche like Steam Deck, which, by the way, I know people talk about Steam Deck and they act like it's some big, huge success, but it's not been a success. It's sold 3 million units. So, that's kind of where we are. If they're looking to sell, 3 to 10 million units, that's a possibility because, I think realistically, Microsoft's saying, F you. If you have a digital library with us, you're gonna buy an Xbox. So anyway, he's saying next Xbox will sideload Steam. He says he doesn't expect that they will ever expect to grow hardware. He said nobody wanted to give Xbox a chance, so this is what they get with a Sony monopoly. Again, this is one of the things that you have to kind of look at, and the parts that he speculated on. See, because I look at this and I go, well, you have if you're putting out this thing called an Xbox and you can sideload Steam to it, wouldn't that kill sales and your subscriptions even more? Unless they're trying to kill off their subscription service and trying to kill off their sales so they can exit hardware completely. That's one of the things that that kind of is happening. But it is very interesting to see kind of what's happening or whatever. It just is sort of a weird situation that we kind of find ourselves in, and it's disappointing because Microsoft realistically is in a spot where they can't really take this stuff back now, and the rumors are getting so out of hand that at the end of the day, what can they do, right? I've never seen. Listen, I've been an Xbox fan for a very, very long time, but I've never noticed Xbox be this quiet about things. So, it kind of does make you kind of wonder what's going on. Like, they are literally quiet as I've ever seen them be. And that's a real shame, to say the least. And, at the end of the day, as an Xbox fan, I'm sitting there going, it's a real shame that this is happening, So, for me, it's sort of the end of the end or the beginning of the end, and listen, I think, to be honest with you, that realistically what we're sort of looking at is Microsoft just saying, okay, well, according to our data, this, and this, but if you look at them and their history of their data, it's never really ended well for them. So, what can you do? So, anyway, let me know what you guys think. I appreciate it. Thanks for watching. The other thing is, I don't want to see Samsung Xbox or, third-party Xboxes like Steam machines. That's shitty. I don't want to see that ever. So, that's something that I hope they avoid as well. So, let me know what you guys think. Rack 'em up. Crap Gamer out.